Hi everybody! Welcome to Rainbow Gymnastics Coaches Corner. Today, we're going to be going over sit-ups. If you want to find more strength exercises like this one, you can access them through my skill chart. To start things off, we're going to be going over how to properly do a sit-up. So the first thing you're going to need is either mom, dad, a brother or a sister, someone to hold your feet down while you do your sit-ups. If you don't have someone to help you, that's completely okay. You can stick your feet underneath your couch, underneath your bed. If you can't get your feet underneath either of those, if you have a panel mat or a cheese mat, this will work perfectly. So you're going to put your legs together, you're going to stick your feet underneath your mat, or someone's going to hold them down for you, whatever you're doing at home. And now something that a lot of people do when they do sit-ups is they put their hands behind their head, but we're not going to do that because if we pull on our head, we're going to end up hurting our neck. So what we're going to do is we're going to cross our arms over our chest, lay back, and use our belly muscles to lift ourselves up. A couple of things that we don't want to do when we do our sit-ups is we don't want to throw our arms. So if we go back with our arms against our chest, we don't want to use our arms to throw ourselves up like that. Another thing we don't want to do is we don't want to grab our legs. So we want to keep our arms here the entire time to really use our ab muscles to sit up. If you can't sit all the way up, that's completely okay. Another way that you can work on your ab muscles is by doing crunches. We're going to cross our arms over our chest and we're just going to lift, get our shoulders off the floor, and go back down. Try to do it 10 times, and then if you get the hang of it, you can try your full sit-up again. But if you can't get all the way up, that's completely okay. Now we're going to move on with some progressions to make sit-ups a little bit trickier at home. Now, if that was super easy, a really easy way to make sit-ups a little bit harder at home is just by not putting your feet underneath of anything or not having anybody hold your feet and just trying to do your sit-ups without your feet being held down. If your feet start coming off of the floor, put your feet back underneath of a mat or have someone help you again just so that you're really doing your sit-ups correctly. One way to make sit-ups a little bit trickier at home is by adding weight. If you have weights in your house, make sure you are getting a parent's permission before you use them to make sure it's okay. A couple of things that you can use is a small medicine ball just like this. Another thing that you can use is a small dumbbell just like this if you have it. Now I know a lot of people don't have weights at home and that's completely okay. Another thing that you can use is a textbook or a big book like this, or a couple of smaller books will work just fine. If you have a parent's permission, another thing that you can use is canned food. Now when using weight to do sit-ups, you're going to hold it close to your chest because obviously now we can't cross our hands over our chest, so we're just going to hold our weight close to our chest and keep our hands here while we do our sit-ups. If you are unable to do these progressions at home, that's okay. Something that you can always do to make sit-ups a little bit more difficult is just by doing more of them. Once you get the hang of it and it gets easier, you can always up the amount that you do. There's nothing wrong with trying to do 20 in a row or trying to do 2 sets of 20 or even 3 sets of 20 if you're able to do it, or just trying to see how many sit-ups you can do in a row. Another thing that you can do is try doing sit-ups for time. So seeing how many you can do in 30 seconds or even a minute. Something you want to remember if you're trying to do as many as you can in a certain amount of time is to make sure your arms stay crossed over your chest and you're doing them with the correct form. Bye everybody, and thanks for stopping into Coach's Corner.